Welcome to Something Crunchy. Tyler is homies with Blake. Blake is the older bro of Blair. Blair is married to Tyler, and is a slutty slut.
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
What the hell is crunchy?
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
All right, back in the studio with Frosty and Jingle All the Blay. Let's put them up.
Yeah.
How are we feeling tonight?
If I was any more jelly, you couldn't sit on my lap.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Well,
My babe.
it is that time of year.
again,
Merry Christmas to all.
Yes.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass.
Kiss your
ass. And of course, Merry Crunchmas! All right, it is the second part of the Merry Crunchmas Spectacular.
Yes.
Say we dive right in. You know, when it comes to holidays, we immediately like to jump into disasters.
Yeah.
What is it about the holidays that makes us think?
Just brings out the worst.
Just brings out the worst in humanity and families.
Start with the train wreck.
Let's start with the train wreck. Blair, is there anything that comes to mind when you think of like our family Christmas disasters?
We've had a lot of holiday disasters.
We've had a
But
lot
Christmas
of holiday disasters.
brings up one in particular where it was just probably our wildest was our Christmas in Aspen.
I'll stick our Christmas disasters up with anybody's.
I mean,
I'll hold them up
it
next
was
to
from the
anybody's.
beginning. Like, it was just, we should have known it was going to be a wild one.
That was the setting for my Christmas near-death experience.
We all almost died on that trip.
Well, let's start.
But Blake-
yeah.
Do tell.
Blake specifically even worse, but we just, it was horrific at times.
This is the same trip, but knocked down Wyatt Russell in the ski shop.
Ooh.
We met Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn because of that, which was nice. That was less disastrous, but on the first day, and this was Blair's first time on skis. I'd only been once when I was 6, and I'm probably like 15 or 16. Blair's like 12 or so. And day one, we just got like a little 5-minute lesson, and we're gonna go hit the
Oh,
greens.
no, Mom was like,
Pizza.
no, they're fine.
Pizza.
Women split up from the men, and a blizzard comes.
Oh, no.
Everybody ends up getting lost, and
We get separated,
We're stuck
and-
on double black diamond slopes on day one in a blizzard.
I've never skied in my life.
Mom thought it was a good idea to get us Oakley sunglasses instead of any type of
No,
goggles.
you're
Cool.
definitely
Make
supposed
sure
to wear
we look good.
goggles
Yeah,
and all
we're on
this.
the
And I'm just
slopes.
like blinking a million times a minute, just like, Mom, I can't see anything. I'm terrified. There's blizzard. I'm with my mom who's like, I'm like, can you ski? I've never seen you do like anything athletic. And I'm just like
In my
with
life.
you
We're
on
out
a
there
double
trying to
black.
ski, and yeah, it was
I don't see
miserable.
Blake anywhere. I don't see my dad. We're all separated. So we finally get like care lifted down because we're like sliding down, bawling,
no.
crying on our butts because I'm like, I can't ski straight down. Like, I just
No.
can't. So we ended up getting like the snowmobiles, and we meet up and we see the guys coming, and we're like, oh my God,
Even in
like,
worse shape,
y'all,
it was
it's been
bad.
so bad. And I look at Blake, and he just has this huge.
No, that wasn't the
was
last
it.
day.
That
No,
was the last
Yes,
day?
that was completely separate. We skied for a few days, and
You
on
had to in those conditions.
and on the very last day, not only was it the last day, it was the last slide down the last hill of the last slope.
Oh,
and
this was so Blake.
you're supposed to kind of like slalom and kind of go back and forth down the mountain
Sure.
and kind of, with all the other
The
people.
leisurely path.
No. I built up some confidence.
Balls first.
That's when
I
it
felt-
always gets really
I felt like I
bad,
knew
is
how to
when you
ski,
just, like,
and this
when
was
you're getting
it.
most confident.
This was the last hurrah, so I was going to make it count. So we get some speed.
Going for the land speed
Oh,
record
Blake.
here.
And so I'm not slaloming. I am flying through all the people that are slaloming. And I'm just like tucked and flying through. And one guy who is doing the right thing, like I almost hit him. And I end up on one ski. And now I'm flying and I'm veering off towards the trees off to the left. And I'm coming up and I see like a square hole in the ground. And it's roped off.
Oh, no.
And I'm coming for it fast. And I have two options. I could let it take out my legs and I fly in or over the pit, or I could slide and slide into the huge square pit and hope that I missed that rope. And so I chose for that one. So I go into this giant slide, and I almost made it, but the rope caught me on my face,
His face,
right
all
underneath
across
my
his
nose.
face. Yeah, across the middle of his face from one side to the
Flung
other.
in from my face
Rope burn.
over into this pit. I was knocked out. They had to come get me on a snowmobile and take me down and
I do
and
remember
treat
just
me.
seeing Blake and coming over after I guess I was like just the pass that I didn't go with you on, and then I'd see it and it's just like
For 6
just,
weeks.
I'm like, what happened
They
to
thought,
your face?
They said if it was 2 or 3 inches below where it
would've
was,
been his
it would have been my
neck.
neck, and that would have been game over.
If he was like a couple inches taller, it would have just straight rope neck as fast as you are coming down.
So that was a Christmas disaster.
Oh,
That
I
qualifies.
hate it. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
terrified every time we would go up the ski lifts. Like, I've never done this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like really short too
Yeah.
at that time in my life.
Yeah.
So like every time I got on, I dropped my poles, my ski poles, like down the lift, and somebody had to either like go get them
Of
because I'm
course.
like freaking out and I don't even know how to like get on this lift, and it's like
We weren't graceful on
scooting
skis.
you down. Like, no, that was
remi-
not our finest moment.
That was less of a near-death experience than the car I crashed the day after Christmas. Totaled our dad's Mercedes the day after Christmas. Wasn't drinking or anything. It was 20 days after I got my driver's
16th
license.
yeah.
I was just picking up some friends, and I was like, oh, look, we can go 80 into 30, and that's cool. And it had already been
Watch me go.
raining. It had started to ice a little bit, and it was like I started hydroplaning, and you're supposed to kind of, tap the pedal and steer into the skid. Well, I slammed on the brakes and threw the wheel.
Fought it as hard as
other
you
way.
could.
And
the
we're
other
spinning.
way.
We're spinning.
And we're spinning.
And so I'm up on the curb, we're starting to spin. Into the grass, we're spinning. We go through a brick wall. 3 sections of a brick wall I spin through, and I'm stopped
no.
into the stop sign. And it was a tin can of a car. I'll never forget. We were playing this Rob Zombie song, More Human Than Human. And the car was so crunched in the front, none of the buttons or anything electric was
you said
functional.
got stuck playing.
And so when the ambulance came, when the police came, when neighbors came who recognized us, that's like White Zombie is blasting as loud as those speakers would play. Bricks everywhere. That was a mess. Christmas disasters.
That's a bad one.
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
Tis the
the
season.
holidays, and we're all
Yeah.
in misery.
Well, I say we delve right into some of the internet's best Christmas disasters.
Yeah, let's hear what they have to say.
Care to hear a couple?
Please.
Start with this one here. My aunt got way too drunk, accused different family members of pooping in her shower, then eventually passed out and peed herself. No one even pooped in the shower.
What?
Yes. Oh,
That's what I'm talking
gotta
about.
love that like crazy.
Now it's starting to feel like Christmas.
Right?
See, this makes me feel like better about things. I'm like, okay, we're not the only disaster family.
This is what this is meant for. Picture this scene. We had just sat down to Christmas dinner. The dining table was straining under the weight of food, Mom's best china, and our family's crystal wine glasses. All of a sudden, the candelabra that was above the table falls from the ceiling, smashing all contents of the table to complete smithereens.
Oh no.
You're looking down when
Yeah.
you should have been looking up.
'Tis the season to be merry. That's my name.
That's fine. No shit.
Oh, shit. Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
During a Christmas dinner at my grandparents', my aunt and my mother were discussing something, I can't remember what, which rapidly evolved into a loud argument. This quickly turned into a clawing at eyes, hair-pulling fight, which knocked our table over, sending all of our food to the floor.
Oh, no.
We kids stood against a wall, holding our just-saved dinner plates carefully and staring wide-eyed at my mom, who was yanking at my aunt's hair while my aunt was biting and gnawing on my mom's leg. I
wow.
still
Oh,
can't
my
believe this
God.
happened.
Knock down, drag out. Love those.
Full-on
It's a sight that you
brawl.
just would never get out of your mind, like your aunt chewing and gnawing on your mom's leg while she's ripping out your aunt's hair. Like,
Sisters.
yeah,
Just because you get older doesn't
don't
mean.
change certain things.
The fight's never over.
I'm the Mary. I'm the Mary, and you're the Rhoda. Everybody knows.
While we were opening presents, my ex put wrapping paper on a lit candle. We all tried to put it out, but lit pieces of paper flew around the living room, so he started
my
grabbing them with his bare
God.
hands and running to the sink. The smell of burnt skin and paper filled the house most of the day.
That is awful. Oh, God.
Don't be
And
a
then you have to just sit
superhero.
with that smell,
Don't be a hero,
knowing like
folks.
the disaster that had happened that day. Just sit in it and that smell.
One year, our family friends were over for Christmas Eve. After my sisters and I went to bed, our parents and their friends had a bit too much red wine. The husband yacked all over my older sister's Christmas gifts just after my mom put them out. They were stained red. My mom sure had some fun explaining that one.
Oh my god, that's so funny. You know, that's actually probably happened more than once.
This one too. The Christmas tree broke in half while I was sitting on the floor next to it. It fell on my head, an ornament broke, and it sliced my head open.
Oh my god. You know what, ornament disasters? I bet that's something like in itself. Like how many people like slice their
We
hands
had one
up
last
and,
year.
like-
Tree fell down, broke like a third of the ornaments.
Oh, and mom, like, that's
Flipped
just devastating.
I think at least once a year, every year for 10 years, one of the animals in my house knocked the damn tree over and broke half of the ornaments that were on it.
Oh my gosh.
That's what happens when you live in Animal House.
Yeah. It's an animal kingdom around here.
It was the circle of life around the Dressel home.
There was monster birds walking around, lizards, snakes,
Dogs,
cats, horses, goats.
Tyler was sharing Christmas stories with the
You said you're an only
his
child.
goat friend. Yeah.
You liar.
How many horses do Blair and I have?
0. That's how many.
Our house was definitely
Your
wild
lucky
enough without
stars.
that.
The first Christmas my now ex-husband and I spent together, we decided to buy a real Christmas tree for our apartment. To cut a long story short, it transpired that the tree was covered with tiny black worms that fell out all over the sitting room floor. And all my Christmases, I've never seen worms on a tree like this before. It was honestly horrible, and I don't really mind bugs or wormy creatures. We had to get
my
rid of
God,
the tree
that's so
ASAP
nasty.
because it was too
that's so
stressful
bad.
thinking about all of the worms continually
I don't know if I could
dropping
ever get a
off
real
the
tree.
branches from the tree.
That's disgusting.
I'm gonna get a flashlight and completely search like every
all
leaf
of our
on a tree.
all
like,
of our fake trees are getting searched tonight.
Well, no, when we get a real tree, yeah, this year's totally fake. But I do love getting a real tree sometimes,
Yeah.
like, and we'll do that. But that's terrifying. I would just die if I just like was like, what is this, Tyler? Why is this
What are
moving?
these?
I'm just like putting on an ornament and just like something comes crawling at my face. Like I would scream
Blair,
bloody murder.
I like to think that, like, I have some manly qualities. Overall, I'm
Sure.
a pretty manly guy.
Pretty masculine.
On a scale from, like, 0 to 10, 10 being manly, 0 being just not manly, how would you say I rate it when it comes to any bugs or creatures or stingers, flyers?
0.
Not a 1?
0.
I'd say like a 1.
1.
Not even on the list.
A 1.
A 1.2.
A 1, 2.
A 1, 2.
A 1, 2. 4, 7.
Yeah, I don't do bugs.
Nothing.
I don't do bugs.
You got a 0.
I don't do worms.
No.
I don't do
He wasn't a bug
spiders.
person.
Do you fish?
Mm-mm.
How, do you bait hooks?
You, were,
I
you
could
had
bait a
lizard.
hook.
You had like a
I'll bait a
lizard
hook.
thing for a second.
What is your
Because
manly
remember we had
scale?
geckos outside and you like brought them inside.
Had a
And
toad.
I'd like to know what your manly scale is based off of. If you don't like creepies or crawlies, you don't bait hooks.
Talk cars, talk sports, talk beer, scotches. I could talk history
manly.
and wars.
You grow a pretty solid beard.
Could grow a nice.
Are all these
full
masculine
beard.
things?
These are all pretty masculine
I
things.
guess. I don't know. Tyler put me on the spot. He questioned my manliness. I felt like, I don't know. World War II?
I mean, I can talk about these things. Does that
know-
mean I'm a masculine?
I know stuff.
I know things.
John Wayne, man.
The Duke.
John, I got cowboy boots. I got spurs on them. Do spurs make them more masculine?
No. They
You were
used
just
to.
saying
Once
a whole
upon
lot of
time.
things
Now,
that were
no.
very emasculating, you know, and then I was like, so where do you... I'd like to know where this...
Well, that would be very nice.
I'm
Like, what is
saying
the
when it comes to
official
things that
scale
aren't
of
bugs.
masculinity?
The official scale?
Yeah. What is the most masculine
it's
person?
It's too broad, and now it's too broad of a term because you could be masculine and have different qualities.
It's true.
Right.
Okay, so when I say masculine qualities, what I should have said is traditional masculine qualities, because I am a believer that things do evolve, and you don't have to be Clint Eastwood to be masculine.
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
See the basis, like
Dirty Harry.
Sam
Sure.
Elliott, like
Now Sam Elliott, that's a man's man.
that's a man.
That's a man's man right there.
I'm jealous of that mustache.
That's a
I'll tell you
fella.
what.
That's a fella if I've ever seen
Yeah.
one.
I mean, that's a man, right?
That's somebody's dad right there.
I just picked up wisdom thinking about Sam Elliott.
I grew a new beard hair.
Family man. He's got a sick stash.
Haven't felt this manly in a while. Let's continue.
Let's get back to it.
Yo, this just took a wild
Get out of
turn.
hand. Last year, we had just adopted our dog. We had a lot of destructive separation anxiety, so we kept him in a crate when we left the house. One day, we left him for 2 hours, and he managed to bounce his crate 7 feet across the room to the tree,
Oh my
pull the
God.
bottom of the half of the tree in through the bars, and ate all of the ribbon, branches, lights, and ornaments. The entire tree was knocked over and sitting on top of the crate. A pile of their own Christmas.
Look what you've done.
Christmas is rad, man.
The weekend before Christmas, my sister was on the phone with my mother when suddenly my mother says, "Okay, honey, I have to go. I'm getting married today." Married?
What?
To who? Christmas was incredibly awkward since my mother married a man none of us had ever met or even knew existed just a few weeks after divorcing my dad, who she'd been married to for 40 years. Like, what do you say? Merry Christmas? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the place said exactly that, actually. I'm like, what?
That sounds like a move that's been being planned for quite some time. Like,
Maybe.
they were married for 40, but she's
You'd
been
like to
seeing
think
this other
so.
guy for 17.
I'd like to think so, at
Oh.
least. Jeez. 2008, I came down with the swine flu and had to wear a surgical mask. And on Christmas morning, I found my beloved pet parakeet dead on the bottom of his cage.
no.
My neighbors looked out their back window that day to see a sobbing 17-year-old in a pink bathrobe and a SARS mask saying a funeral for a dead bird in the middle of a blizzard.
Oh, that is just.
That's a
the
sad scene.
That's a
saddest.
sad story.
Sad.
Still a Christmas
story.
disaster.
It
And
is.
that's what I'm looking for. My uncle discovered a skunk in the garage one Christmas. The men came up with a genius plan to cover it with a towel so its stink couldn't escape. It failed
Oh, yeah, 'cause
miserably.
that'll-
All 25
that'll
of
keep it
us spent
down.
that Christmas crammed in my grandparents' back room, furthest from the garage. We had towels tied over our noses, eating crackers while the Christmas meal sat cold on the table because it smelled too damn bad.
Oh, no.
Man.
We had finished Christmas dinner and were trying to balance spoons on our noses. My granddad got up to take a photo, and suddenly I noticed a reflection of flames in the window behind him. He backed up towards the
Flames?
window where there were loads of candles, and his shirt had caught fire. I screamed, "Granddad's on fire!"
Oh, my
and
God.
Grandma managed to put him out just in time, but leaving a huge hole at the back of his shirt.
Way to go, Grandma.
Nice.
Save.
Good save. Quick reflexes.
Right?
This is a good one. Last one here. One Christmas morning, we woke up and, oh my God, a kitten was under the tree. This was the best thing we had ever seen.
Aw.
But the kitten took one look at us and started throwing itself around the room, tearing the
Oh.
presents to shreds. We started crying when it kept running into the windows. Our parents came down
my
and yelled,
God.
"Who let this cat into the house?"
What?
Turns out it was a wild kitten that climbed into the window in the night and got stuck inside.
This is not your Christmas present. This is a wild animal.
This is a feral
This is
creature.
a feral cat. Merry Christmas.
Oh my God. That would be awful. How terrifying is that? Like throwing itself at the window? Like, just like.
It's fun thinking about Christmas disasters and the touching stories that, come along with it as well.
sure.
Holiday stories are great.
It
Yes.
binds us.
It does. I'm glad we got through disasters. All families have Christmas disasters. It's what links us. We all have it in common. What we don't think of are some other people that have awesome stories around Christmas as well. Mall Santas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
These people got stories.
definitely.
Could you
Oh, I can't imagine.
Could
what
you hear a
stories
tale or
they
two
have.
about
some
Mall
Oh,
Santas?
definitely.
That's an interesting
I got a couple
life.
here. Some are funny. Some are extremely touching.
You guys
Oh,
used to
yeah, I
live
bet they
next
see
door
it
to a
all.
mall Santa, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, we did. Yes, we did.
He
my-
definitely looked like mall Santa year round.
Yeah, he did. With help from Moneywise, let's talk about the random adventures of mall Santas. I was a mall Santa for 4 seasons. Here's a couple, nothing too serious. Kid at the front of the line yells to his mom so everyone in the mall can hear, "Mom, can I ask Santa to get Dad out of jail?" But when he got on my lap, he just asked for a car.
It's like, all right, I'll just take a car.
Yeah.
Typical day in the office. One day I had a long line of kids, all upset and crying. A company was having their Christmas party in another part of the mall and had their own Santa who was handing out presents to the children of the employees. Problem was that this was in full view of the public, so it was clear that
that
there
is,
were
like,
2 Santas
awful.
at the mall and only one was handing out presents.
Setting
Why
you up
would
for
you
failure.
do that?
How you gonna get $60 for a photo if you're not even giving
Right?
presents next to the guy that is and doing photos for free?
Epic fail.
Epic fail.
Well, Was a mall Santa for a year. Honestly, a lot of kids asked for weird things, but this one kid looked me in the eye and asked for a bushel of dead squirrels. He was probably 6 years old. Don't even know how he knew the word bushel.
It's very specific.
Sounds like he's trying to make some soup.
He's got like a
Bushel of dead
plan.
squirrels.
He has like a very specific plan.
Yeah, that's part of an ingredient for some soup.
Yeah, like
And
what
then
else?
so.
What are
a
you
bushel.
concocting?
Yeah,
That is
an
an ingredient.
Yeah, it's an ingredient. Get a bushel.
So it's like for squirrels too.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, that reminds me of like Radio Flyer when they go and like they find like that old magazine like where they
Oh,
like
yeah.
are mixing
The
up all
Monster
the
Potion.
Monster Potion.
I love Radio Flyer.
Maybe it was a Monster
have newt.
Potion.
That's just like when you watch it as a kid,
Frog
you think of
leg.
it one way, and then you watch it as an adult, and you're like, "This is
Well, this-
twisted.
oh.
There's abuse. This is sad. This is
It
like
was
this
that
is
messed up.
totally
Really
different,
messed up.
yeah.
Really messed up.
It's kind of like when you watch Howard the Duck as a kid. You think one thing, and you look back, and you're like, "What?
Very different.
What?
The hell am I
What
watching?
did we watch?
She just banged that duck.
It's bestiality.
The hell
You're
am I
not supposed to
watching?
do that with ducks.
Can't do that.
Can't fuck a
You're
duck.
touching the
Could have
duck
sworn
like
this was
that.
a kid movie. It
Can't
totally
fuck a
wasn't.
duck.
Can't fuck it up. We'll fuck it up.
That's not how this works. Can't fucking do that.
This is a nice story. Let's transition to a nice, sweet story from Dad.
Oh,
Last year, my son kind of flustered a Santa, who was clearly a young guy. My youngest had a lot of complicated medical issues. The first year of her life, she was completely blind. So last year, when my oldest hopped on Santa's lap, the first thing he asked him was, "Hi, Santa, can you help my sister see her presents? Her eyes don't work."
Oh my
I
god, I
tried,
can cry.
Sad.
I tried to shush him, but the damage was done. The poor Santa got red in the face and
Oh.
kind of stammered for a minute. Finally, he was able to say, little guy, Santa will try, okay? But please don't get angry if it doesn't work. Santa's specialty is toys, not eyeballs."
Aw.
My son seemed cool with that response. Poor Santa. But the neat thing is, a month or so after Christmas, my daughter's vision did start working.
no
What?
way.
Christmas
Santa's
miracle.
real.
Santa's real.
Santa's the
Y'all
fucking
bawling my
man.
eyes out over here.
That's a good one.
Oh, Blake,
It's a
that
nice
was
one.
nice.
It's a nice story.
Yeah.
Very
That
touching.
was beautiful.
That kid's gonna be Santa forever.
Yeah. A friend and I went to Zoo Lights at the Calgary Zoo a few years ago. The zoo opens up at night, lit with Christmas lights, and you can buy hot chocolate or apple cider, walk around listening to music with the animals. Of course, we stood in line to get our picture with Santa. When our turn came, he pulled us in and whispered, "I've had 3 kids ask me tonight if I can help their dads get a job for Christmas. This world is messed up. You young guys have to do something about it. Whenever I make a big decision, I still think about whether I'm being true to my mission from Santa."
Oh,
It's good.
That is just
That's
the
good.
cutest.
Claire's gonna cry for real right now. She just had like
Santa's have a place. Like they, chose his moment and like,
Oh,
you
I
know,
love that.
definitely made an impact. The guy thought about it and like wrote it, shared it, and now we're sharing it. Someone else, it's
That's
pay it
amazing.
forward. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So y'all, I
like
had
that.
like no idea. So they do zoo lights here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I had never known like what that was, and I was
I
like
already know what you're
really,
gonna say.
really confused by the whole thing because I'm like,
In my
nobody-
head, I'm thinking, animals and lights. I'm thinking giraffes with like lights around their
Around their
But
necks.
I'm like, they're not
Monkeys
gonna
playing
like,
with like
make
lit
them play
toys.
with lights, and are
No.
they all lit up?
I saw
Like,
no
is there an
animals. It's just the
elephant
zoo
with
decorated
lights?
with lights. Like,
yeah,
it
I'm like
was-
so there's like
Yeah, I'm thinking
some lights around. like,
elephant trunks wrapped with lights, giraffe necks
I mean,
wrapped
I'm
with
glad
lights.
that there's not like lights on these animals.
monkeys
but
with glow
I
sticks.
just
Well,
didn't
that's what I paid to
understand.
go
Like,
see.
maybe just play with some.
There
lights.
wasn't one
Not
light
to wear
on
them.
one animal. I
didn't see
want
any
all my
animals at
money
all.
back.
I know, or exactly.
Clark, slow down.
It's like we closed the zoo. We put in some lights where you don't. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't see any animals. None of them are out here.
All the smells are still here, but no animals. Enjoy the lights.
Yeah, enjoy the light. Yeah, when I was there, I'm like, well, this is definitely not what I expected.
Yeah.
Fun, but very
No.
different.
See, $28 for a hot chocolate. I
Don't be
get it.
expecting any monkeys playing with any lights because
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
happen.
not that. It's not that.
It's not that.
My dad looks like Santa Claus. Fat, big white beard, you get the picture. We were in an airport in August, and a couple of yuppies sent their kid up to him to ask if he was Santa. He said, of course, and asked the kid what he wanted for Christmas. Put on the spot, the kid froze. So my dad asked him if he wanted about $1,000 worth of gifts, stuff like an iPad, a smartphone,
Oh
and an
my
Xbox. The kid readily agreed.
Oh no.
He then promised he would have them under the tree Christmas morning.
Oh.
His wink at the horrified parents was the best part. My dad's kind of a jerk.
That's amazing.
Tyler can very much appreciate
I
that
love
story.
that.
Yeah.
very
Love
much
it so
sings
much.
Tyler
with
would
Tyler.
love that.
That's Tyler's kind of humor.
If
right
I ever
there.
turn into Santa, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. If I'm like just big white beard, old fat
Just
guy,
bad
Right?
Santa stuff.
I'm messing with parents that are messing with me.
Classic.
Don't send your kid at me without a crazy response coming back.
This is your fault.
A 6-year-old boy is patiently waiting in line to meet me. When it's his turn, he hops right onto my lap. I ask him what he would like for Christmas. He hands me a letter. I ask him if he'd been a good boy all year. He smirks, points to the letter, tells me not to worry about it, and marched away.
Oh.
My curiosity was piqued.
Yeah.
So I opened his
Gotta see
letter,
it.
and it was a list and a $5 bill. The kid bribed Santa. I was horrified and quite impressed at the same time.
Yeah.
Tyler loves it. Tyler
Yeah,
I was like,
Tyler's-
that kid.
yeah.
Tyler's face right now is amazing.
Pickle's getting a Finsky this year when she goes to sit on Santa's lap. Just like, grease the
Right?
wheels
Just
of
grease
Santa
the
real
wheels a little
fast.
bit.
You'd be amazed
Yeah.
at what you're going to get
For
this year.
sure. That's great.
Tyler is hilarious. His face lit up after that story.
Yes, kid. Yes.
You are amazing.
I like this one. Bit of a backstory. My wife is very anti-alcohol and anti-drinking. She says it loudly and often. Anyway, one night we were at a winter carnival. She had a cup of eggnog that night, which she didn't realize had some rum in it. She was so upset and kept saying how she couldn't believe she drank. My son gets to Santa and sits on his lap. Santa asks what he wants for Christmas. My son looks him right in his eyes and yells, "I wish my mommy would stop drinking."
Oh my
My
god.
wife turned colors I've never seen before. I laughed so hard I stopped making noise.
Makes
Oh
her
my
so
God.
angry.
That's
I don't know
so
why
bad.
she's so angry when she drinks.
Just wish she'd stop drinking.
She's so mean to us when she drinks.
Gotta love the crazy stuff kids say.
Yeah.
Last one, and this is what I would consider a manly. If we're going back to the masculine argument, this is a manly Santa story right here. I managed a Santa set at a couple of malls. The kid didn't ask for anything creepy or off the wall. He just wanted Auburn to win the Iron Bowl. For non-sports people, Auburn University and the University of Alabama play a big deal football game called the Iron Bowl every year. Alabama usually wins. Anyway, the kid asked Santa for this particular miracle, and Santa pointed to his suit and said, "You can tell who my team is, kid, and that's why they always win." Alabama's colors are red and white.
Oh,
Kid started
no.
crying.
Oh.
Parents complained, and that's how Santa got fired.
That's hilarious.
You can't say anything these days without getting canned, huh?
Right?
Santa was like, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
I mean, fuck Anna.
Right?
Let's keep it Santa for a minute. Blair, every little boy or girl has that moment in their life. This doesn't apply to Tyler. He never believed Santa existed. But
No,
but
not a
for
chance.
other kids, there's a moment when you find out that Santa Claus isn't real.
Oh, yes.
Why don't you tell us what that moment was like for you?
I'll never forget. Well, so Blake and I would I would get so excited about Christmas, and have an older brother. Like, Blake obviously always told me what's up and kept it real with me, and maybe even a little bit sooner than others. But
It was a little early.
the discussion came up about Santa, and Blake was like, well, you want to know? You want to know
You
about
want to see
Santa?
Santa?
You want to see
Let's-
Santa? I'll show you
I'll show you
Santa.
Santa. I hid her behind a couch.
We
and-
hid there for
a couple hours.
until we see.
Until Dad came out
My
with the
dad came
presents.
out with
He
all
never
this-
saw us behind the couch watching him.
He had no idea. We were just
Blair's
hiding.
face was horrified. I was like,
Told you.
no, I was like, I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
I was like, it
I
seemed
blew
like a
it.
good idea.
Seeing the
blew
tears welt up in my eyes.
No, it wasn't even
No.
that bad. You went and checked it out. We played with it for a minute, then go put it back, and then wake up and act surprised. It was nice.
I was like, yeah, pretty okay with it.
Got a couple stories here about others who found out in funny ways that Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear a couple. When I was little, my parents told me that the reason my ears stuck out was because I had elf blood in me. It was only after I had an argument with a friend about it at school when I was 9 that my mom thought it was time to tell me not only did I have no elf relatives, that elves didn't exist at all.
Oh,
She then saw this as an opportunity to also tell me that Tooth Fairy wasn't real either. Understandably, I was really upset. What's next? I said, "You're going to tell me that Santa doesn't exist?" My parents just looked at each other without saying a word before bursting out laughing. Gutted.
I get that. Like, I'm one of those people that just laugh. I couldn't ruin it for Harper, but but I do get that where there's times where you're like, no, Don't laugh right now. Fight it.
I do
Fight
remember. I do remember
You do remember.
the moment. And not only was it like, fuck, Santa's not real, the Easter Bunny's not real,
Nothing's
the
real.
Tooth Fairy
Oh, so
isn't
you
real.
had the trifecta.
You lost it all.
Yeah, I lost it all at the same time, and I was like, you motherfuckers.
Heartbreak.
You've been lying to me this whole time. What else do you fucking lie to me about?
Right. Most
was
people find
so
We
out-
need to
bad.
sit down and talk about what's real around here.
Yeah.
The most common ones were either like seeing presents ahead of time, putting two and two together with the same wrapping paper,
Yep.
or handwriting, recognizing handwriting and faking Santa's signature. How did you find out?
I don't remember the exact moment.
But you remembered that you did.
But yeah, oh yeah, I remember that I did. And at that moment, it was like an epiphany that they were all bullshit at the same time. And it was like, I just went from a
Everybody's just
child
lying
to
to
a
you.
surly adult.
That moment when you become an adult,
Yeah,
bitter at the world,
at 5.
senile.
Became a man that day. At 5.
Grew my first pube that day. It was great.
I was 9 years old. My mom and I were walking through the aisles at a Target when I asked her if Santa was real. She stopped to look at me and she said, "No, Santa's not real. Now go pick out a toy you think your sister's going to like from Santa." Not very sensitive of my mom. I was so shocked that I cried, but once I figured out I could help keep the secret for my younger siblings, I was excited. My dad even let me eat Santa's cookies on Christmas Eve. Keeping the secret a secret was just as fun. Now that's like a sibling who had a normal, nice, fun, fuzzy childhood.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't I have that sibling
What's
story?
that like?
I remember when I was like just 2 seconds ago, like I couldn't wait to destroy.
Blair's childhood.
Blair was like 4, maybe 5. I'm like, I probably had to carry her behind that couch. You want to get out of your crib and look at Santa, Blair?
You want to really know what's going on?
Blake was older, so he was like, you know what? Just get to my level.
If I know, you're
let
gonna
me
know.
just,
Hey,
yeah.
Blair.
Let me just tell you what's
Hey,
going
hey,
on.
Blair.
Catch up, Blair.
How old are you? You're old enough to know, baby.
You're old
Let's get out.
enough to know,
Let's
yeah.
get you out of
You're
that
fine.
crib.
I was always in the know of what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't share that sentiment that keeping the secret was just as fun. I maybe had that. No, I never had that. When I found out Santa wasn't real, my whole childhood was crushed at once, just like Tyler said.
Yay.
It happened after I lost a tooth, and I woke up to the tooth still under my pillow for the 3rd day in a row.
Oh.
I went downstairs and complained to my mom that the tooth fairy kept forgetting to come. She tried to tell me that the tooth fairy was sick, but I kept complaining. My mom then got upset and told me to wait until Friday because that's when she got paid.
Oh.
I gave her a confused look. She rolled her eyes while she said, "I'm a tooth fairy, okay?" I was so shocked, but even more when she followed up with, "Oh, by the way, I'm Santa and the Easter Bunny too." A little harsh.
Yeah.
Would have maybe, took a step back.
Just maybe just one at a time, even.
You know,
That helps.
Like,
She
I
must
get
have really
it.
been annoying.
Totally get those days.
Right?
It was just
You
a
get
bad
it.
day to bring
You
up
get
the
it.
tooth fairy or
Sometimes
Santa
it's
or
just a
anything.
bad day.
You just caught her on a bad day.
She hadn't eaten enough that day, probably.
My opinion, this is far and away the best one. In 1st grade, Santa came to our school for a toy drive, and I turned to my teacher and said, "That isn't Santa. Santa's Cuban." Her face alone told me I had clearly been lied to up until then. My father's Cuban. He would dress up as Santa every Christmas, wake me up saying ho 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 in a very thick accent.
The cutest thing.
I got in the car after school and looked at my mom and said, "Santa isn't Cuban, is he? Is he even real?" And that's how I learned Santa is make-believe.
Oh,
I love that.
I
Not
love
even
that.
Cupid, is he?
That isn't Santa. Santa's Cuban.
That's so cute.
That's good. That's good. I love that.
pretty funny.
Yeah. I was 8. My 2 older brothers had just gotten a PlayStation 2 for Christmas, and they got this game that they really loved. So I snuck in their room and played it while they weren't home, screwed up, and lost all of their progress. So when they found out, they looked me dead in the eyes and told me Santa wasn't real and our parents were liars.
Oh. You pissed me off. I'm telling you all these secrets that are going to crush your dreams. In 3, 2, 1, nothing's real.
You ready to
Boom.
be disappointed?
Teach you to never play with my stuff again. Keep going. What else do you want to learn today?
Growing your real dad.
You're also adopted. Boom. Keep playing my game.
Go all day at this.
Keep going.
You know your beloved dog, Charlie.
Blair, you donned a magazine cover one time in your childhood. Share what that was for.
For American Girl.
For American Girl. You were dressed up as one of the five
dolls?
American Girl dolls at
Well,
the
it was
time.
actually for like our city magazine, but
That's
I was
right.
dressed up as an American Girl doll, yes.
And you were Samantha, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct.
Brother wouldn't forget a thing like that.
Thank you, Blake.
That's right.
This was at like the worst, like most awkward time of my life too.
Yes.
Like full gap in my teeth, like
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
my hair had the huge 90s poof that mom would like shove in a huge clip and bow.
Well, there's an American Girl book that destroyed a lot of Santa for people. I was about 10 and my mom bought me an American Girl book for Christmas. 101 Ways to Be a Best Friend. And one of them was not to tell your friend Santa is fake. I was confused and then devastated. I remind my mom she accidentally
Oh my
destroyed
God.
my childhood every Christmas.
Oh my god, it says that.
Well, what were they thinking?
Can you sue over that?
You would think so if like you gave that, especially if you gave it to a little kid for Christmas and they're like, wait, what?
Wait.
I mean, I guess they assume if you can read that, like,
You should know by
It's
You
that.
not
should
up to
know
the
that
American
Santa's-
Girl people to
No, it's
decide
not.
when your child should learn
Yeah.
that Christmas is fake.
right? Yeah.
Last one. The entire conversation went like this. Mom, why does Santa have the same wrapping paper as us? Shit. Well, honey, Santa isn't real. The end.
End of story.
End
Thanks
of
for asking.
story. With that said, let's take a break.
Enjoying something crunchy? Follow us on social media and tweet us your comments and questions at crunch_cast. We encourage you to participate and thank you for listening.
And we're back. Excellent stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff, you guys. Let's continue. Are you ready to get into like some fun facts and trivia, perhaps?
Sure.
course.
You know I have some fun facts and trivia
Yeah,
for you.
I know you do.
What's a holiday without some fun facts and trivia?
Hit me with the facts.
All right. What is the largest Christmas present ever given?
Statue of Liberty.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Blair.
Is that
just-
it?
At 225 tons, the Statue of Liberty is the world's heaviest gift. France constructed it and gave it to the U.S. in late October 1886 as an early Christmas present. Go, Blister!
Take a lap, Blair. That was good.
Wow, nicely
Oh,
done.
thank you.
Nicely done.
Hey.
All right.
Heyo.
In the movie Miracle on 34th Street, it's based on a real-life department store, which is...
Barney's.
No,
Macy's?
correct.
Damn it.
I don't even know if I was like, I don't know if I've
Two
even
for two.
can remember all of this.
Woo! Go Blair.
I am like on
She's
a
on
roll
fire.
right
Someone's
now.
feeling it.
Okay, keep
All right.
going.
Someone sober over here.
I like that. It's true. We have like
All right.
one sip.
Elvis isn't going to have a white Christmas, but he's going to have a...
Blue Christmas.
There you go.
Heyo, he's on the board.
Biscuits with the blue Christmas.
Circle gets
Wait,
the
should
square.
I be keeping score or is this
No,
the funsy?
Blair, this is a holiday.
We're not
This is-
getting too competitive for
Yes.
Crunchmas.
This
Blair,
is,
you
this
know,
is the Crunchmas.
Okay,
The spectacular.
I'm just asking.
As
Blair-
always, we're competing for world's largest penis.
Always. Blair's like, I have the world's largest penis.
Do I?
I could be part of the scuba squad.
Do I play in this?
Ultimate bragging rights.
Good question for you here. What is the best-selling Christmas song ever?
All I want for Christmas is you.
No. But good guess.
Is it something Bing Crosby?
Yes, it is. White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
Holy
Which is
moly
completely...
donut shop.
So, by the way, if we were keeping score on Blair's notebook, it's 2-2. I'm just saying, we're not keeping score.
Hypothetically,
See,
But it-
this is why I just feel like this. I should just be jotting it down.
Write it down.
I'm just gonna jot it down.
Write it down. I changed my mind. Of course, it's Christmas.
Please.
Gotta get that.
Yeah. Because it's Christmas. I'm gonna write this down.
that's all I could read off your
I mean,
glasses.
we are...
was Bing Crosby.
Oh, you dick. I knew it.
You
Can you
cheat
really?
No,
son of
I
a bitch.
can't. Are you kidding? No, it's impossible.
No, he couldn't do it.
Literally impossible.
I'm like trying to do it now.
That is totally one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time. Particularly enjoy it in the it's used in a bunch of movies, but I always liked it in Home Alone. Also, if we're gonna talk just like favorite songs out of the way, I'll just throw out how we started. So Carol of Bells. I mean, and obviously the Trans-Siberian Orchestra version. If you had to pick one,
Trans-Siberian Orchestra just gets me in the Christmas.
Crystal Method has a crazy good version of Carol Bells. Is just amazing. So I love that one. And then The Spirit of Christmas by Ray Charles, which you also saw in the attic scene of Christmas Vacation, the most quotable movie of all time.
As seen in Something Crunchies.
Yeah, a most quotable movie of all time, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Blair, any all-time favorite Christmas songs? I know you have a couple.
Well, I obviously just named the one that was like in my
the
head
Mariah
too.
Carey one.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Yep.
All I Want for Christmas Is You. It was like Christmas is not even happening yet until like I just get some Mariah Carey. And isn't it also her? It's like the 25th anniversary of that song.
25th year anniversary of that song. I can't believe that came out 25 years. I remember when it came out. That's Mom's favorite, not just favorite Christmas song, but I think that's her favorite song of all time.
I get it.
You get it. That's a
She
good
loved
one.
it, which means it was on like repeat.
Right?
And I loved it because I could hear it on repeat.
Biscuits. What's your favorite Christmas song?
The all time, there's a couple that I like. Yeah, I really like Grandma Got Ran Over by the Reindeer.
No, that's right up
one.
your alley.
I mean, that just that's comedy gold in my book. And 6-year-old Tyler,
everybody enjoys it. Yeah, I loved that too
sing
when I was
that
a
one
kid.
again.
I loved that one when I was a kid for sure.
You're like, this is something that we sing about?
Right?
Yeah, I was like, this is something I can get behind here. Like, this is comedy. Like, I understand some comedy. Like,
Now y'all are being funny.
Yeah,
now I like
it.
you.
I like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree as well.
Pretty good.
Also in Home Alone.
I
It's
really
a good
like
soundtrack, I guess.
the Hanukkah song from Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
That's just one of the best songs
Absolutely.
ever.
Yeah.
Totally one of the best holiday songs.
Happy
Good call.
Hanukkah.
2-2. Let's get back to business. In Home Alone, where are the McAllisters going on vacation when they leave Kevin behind?
Paris.
Well, we got a Paris and France. I'm going to count them both because that happened at the exact same time.
We tied.
Okay.
We'll give you each a point.
2-2 and a tie.
So 3-3.
That was good.
That was good. That
You
was,
don't
that was right
love
on
to
cue.
share points,
That was right on cue.
but with my babe, I'll share.
Glad we're not doing Name Is Your Buzzer.
Even though I was like a bit
Disaster.
more specific, I'll like totally share that point.
You were
I mean,
Blair
just
had to
because I
throw
love
that
you
in
like
there.
so much.
You were. I was going to like maybe mention. You
Just
were
like a little chip.
a little bit more specific.
If it ends as a tie overall,
She gets the extra point one. For
yeah,
the,
she
okay.
gets the
Okay.
the
I like
carrot.
I love that.
I like that.
I'm
Will
happy
you
with
take
that.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
Possession is to your
Yeah.
side of the court.
Okay. Okay.
Moving on. Which Hollywood actor played 6 different roles in The Polar Express?
Tom Hanks.
Tyler got that.
What? That's
Tyler got that.
bull.
Yeah.
I've
Bull.
like I heard that.
I heard
that clearly.
the T.
I
had
wanted
the
I wanted
Tom.
to say that was like
Bull.
tied again, but it's not like the other one.
I don't
Like,
agree.
No.
I got the Tom. We tied
Yeah.
on the Hanks. I just took the lead.
All right.
We are keeping score now. I see
Yeah.
over here. So go
I
ahead.
can't.
4-3.
Mark it,
My hand
Blair.
just
Remember when
doesn't
Blair
wanna
was winning
quite-
2-0?
she's-
Doesn't anyone want to keep score? I think we should keep score. I just want to write it down.
She's debating in her
It
head.
always sucks when Tyler
whether
wins.
to
I'm like,
put
should
me
have written it
ahead of
down.
her or not. Like she was like, I'm not gonna do it.
I
was
did.
like,
She was
Tyler's
like,
waiting.
Hey,
I'm just going to wait until the next
wait,
one.
you gonna fucking do it
You
or
gonna fucking eat him? He's tasty, bitch.
Steve?
In the movie Elf, what was the first rule of the Code of Elves?
Oh my god.
In the code
I've
of
seen this
elves?
movie a million times.
What's wrong
I
with you
remember the
guys?
Code of Elves.
I'm going to remember this for
I
later
never
debate.
always believe in Santa.
No, but I like that.
That's
You said it with
sweet.
conviction.
That's sweet.
I really
Well,
wanted
it's
it
actually like I want to say it's close. It's not close, but it's not far off.
But
It's kind
all
of
about
along
the
that
movie.
line.
The whole point
It
is to like believe in Santa.
The answer is treat every day like Christmas,
Oh.
which is not far off. It's not.
I don't get
Don't ask for a
anything.
half a point. I knew that was coming. I don't get like a no.
Yeah, of course.
No. Here's a tough one here.
That was a tough one.
For some, this is easy. For you guys, this is tough. What is the name of the main villain in The Nightmare Before Christmas? And just remember, a lot of people are going to be upset with you for not knowing
Yeah,
this.
oh yeah.
Like,
I know I set you up
shouldn't
for
even
failure.
open my
Yeah, what are you
mouth to
doing
guess
here?
because
Just remember, a lot of people are already upset you didn't get the answer.
The main villain in Nightmare Before
It's Oogie Boogie. You weren't going to get it.
would have never.
Not going to get it.
No.
Let's move on.
I'm sorry, everybody.
I
I'm
was
disappointed
using-
too.
I know.
Every
I
bit
feel
of
your
my,
shame.
this.
I feel it.
my ESP over here to try and like read your brain, and I couldn't
my
get-
glasses.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. Take off.
This one I do expect you to get. What is the real name of the character Tim Allen plays in the Santa Claus?
Scott Calvin.
Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was
The SC on the
Yeah.
on
That's
the,
all I was
on
thinking.
the pajamas.
Santa
There.
Claus, not
nailed
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Well done.
Good job, Blair.
Well done.
Tied it up.
Wait, so nobody got a point last time, right?
No,
okay, but I do.
Look how, look how,
Yes,
look how
you-
eager and back into she wasn't even about to grab her pen last
Oh,
question. Now she's
eager
like, okay, so
beaver.
here's where we're at. We didn't have anything last question. I'm up to date. It was tied up 4. Okay, we're
Just wanted to
okay.
get
Just want to
cleared
make
up
sure
on-
we're cleared.
on
Okay,
score.
let's move on. Back excited again.
Yeah,
Back in the game.
you damn straight. I'm gonna
What?
take competitive. Okay, I'll admit it.
I mean, you're here with your husband and your brother. This is what's
I
expected.
mean,
This is why we do
yes.
this here. This is why the format works. Okay.
Who's best
Yeah.
at the table?
Yeah. What was the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time?
Home Alone.
That's right.
That was good.
Not a question. One of the highest grossing movies of all time.
Of all
Yeah.
time,
Not just Christmas. Just
for sure.
It
normal
is.
movie.
Yep. Yep.
It's got to be top 5
Alright,
next
damn
to
it.
Avatar.
Well done. That was fast.
Yeah,
Fast.
fast.
That was fast.
Where did the word and idea Chrismica come from? It's a TV show.
Is it funny?
Seinfeld.
I don't know.
I almost
To be
wanna
honest,
say-
I know both of you watch it. I don't. That's what's funny about
Oh.
this. So I don't think it's not
One
a
more
comedy.
time. One more time.
Where did the word and idea Chrismica come from?
That we watch and you don't.
idea
Is this
Christmas
new
come?
or an older?
Both.
Oh, Tyler.
A
James.
reboot? And idea Christmas.
I'm almost positive it's been booted or gonna get a boot. Maybe I don't think so.
Pre-boot?
No, it's been spin off.
It's okay. Chrismica. We watch it.
The OC.
I don't watch
don't
it.
watch OC.
Never watched
Actually, I
the
did
OC.
watch some OC.
Well, what am I thinking of?
What are you thinking of?
There's some.
Laguna Beach.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, isn't
And
that the
The
spin
Hills.
off or the Hills?
No, the OC was like a scripted show.
Yeah, it was just
The other one was
Straight
a
up.
scripted reality show.
Your mom's a scripted reality show.
yeah.
What was the first company
Your mom.
that used Santa Claus in advertising?
I want to say either like Budweiser.
Coca-Cola.
That's
Coke.
correct.
Oh,
Tyler's like, let me just finish taking a sip before I
Hang
take
on.
this question down.
I was thinking the Polar Bears.
Coca-Cola.
I don't know if
is
they
the
were
Polar
the
Bears.
first. I was like, they've definitely ridden that train and then probably got in trouble.
I don't think that was a
Coca-Cola
terrible
Went
guess.
to Polar Bears.
But
Yep.
you totally nailed it.
Yeah.
So that's like another point.
That's like another point.
Tyler, you're not supposed to be beating me.
Who wrote the following? Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Chevy Chase.
No, but it's what you're thinking. Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. What the fuck does that sound like?
I don't
Dr.
know.
Seuss!
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
Give
I
your
wasn't
balls a
even
tug.
Thinking Seuss.
You weren't even near Seuss.
I wasn't
I
even
was
close. I
so
was like
far away
so
from
cold on
Seuss.
Seuss.
I was going
I should know
R-rated,
some Seuss.
not G-rated.
Looks like Tyler won 6-4.
That's it?
That's it.
Done? Tyler, no.
Let me
Don't.
just
Tyler's
lick my
He's
fingers.
like
rubbing his
so
nips. and,
happy right now.
Yeah, he's basking
I
in it.
have to do a
So
big fat like
good.
Well done, Tyler.
loser.
Lahoo. Zahir.
Boo.
Well done, Tyler. Now let's do some fun facts. Take the pressure off.
Yeah.
Let's hear about some interesting stuff, huh?
Yeah, I need
Take
to
the
like
pressure
brush
off
off
of
that
Blair.
loss.
Brush that off. Let's talk about mistletoe.
Take a lap, Blair.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, mistletoe actually means dung on a twig in Anglo-Saxon.
Dung on a twig?
Dung on a twig.
Oh.
According to the National
That's what it
Wildlife
looks like,
Federation,
yeah. Beautiful.
it spreads through bird droppings, which makes sense.
Oh, that's why it
Yeah.
grows up there.
Yeah.
I used to, the cousins would cultivate the mistletoe up in northern AZ,
Oh, yeah?
bring it down to the track around the holiday times at the racetrack,
That's cool.
the drag strip,
Right?
and we would bag it up with little bags and sell it for like $4 each. Little
Sell
side
mistletoes?
hustle.
That's
Sell mistletoe bags.
Hey, that's
Get your
cool.
hustle on.
And you want to talk about, some people that are looking for some kisses.
Right.
Hang out around the drag
Oh
strip.
my God.
All the help they could get.
Yeah. They'll pay
Having-
$4 for a free kiss from that cute girl down the street.
Let's talk about some statistics supporting the ultimate act of extreme consumerism. A 2014 survey from Japan-based online retailer Rakuten found that 3/4 of Americans didn't like their holiday gifts, with 1/3 choosing to regift, 27% donating to charity, and 14% just cutting their losses and selling while the item still had value.
Yeah, I can see. Most people don't have a real connection onto what you want.
We give too good at gifts.
Yeah, we
But we
get
give
deep.
super personal,
I'd be
like
insulted if you
personalized
resold my
gifts, I
gift.
feel like. Oh,
You gonna resell my
never.
birthday gift I gave you?
Oh, hell no.
It's pretty nice.
I'm not a
man.
re-gift.
Hell no.
Gifter.
It's a great gift. I'm not a re-gifter. I'm not a seller of gifts.
I just wanted
I
something.
too
appreciate-
sentimental.
Yeah,
I wanted
so
something we
we're
could do
way too
together.
cheap.
Yeah.
High five.
Right? The American Research Group estimates that the average American will spend $983 on holiday gifts. Applying the previous finding that 75% of people hate their holiday gifts, that means around $737.25 will be wasted on unwanted gifts.
Yeah.
Tis
Well,
the season.
Tis the season to be wasteful.
Yeah, that just makes you just feel like so disgusting. Well, giving to charity for the gifts that you hate is definitely like the
Right.
route to take.
Yeah.
There's somebody that'll like it if you don't like it.
Let's take that little disgusting and add a little less. Data analysis David McCandles analyzed more than 10,000 Facebook status updates and found that approximately 2 weeks before Christmas is the time most likely that a man or woman will dump their significant other. That said, if you
Oh
can
my
make it
God.
until December 25th, you're probably okay. It's the least likely day to be dumped of the year.
That's hilarious. I feel like growing up, you knew so many people that would break up, like all your just groups of friends and like different people. Like, oh my
I
God.
did see that.
I would have never seen that coming.
I was
And then
never that. I've never been broken up with or broken up with anybody.
No, I haven't personally, but I
In
do
the
remember
holidays
like
even.
that happening and it being a
Me
thing. So
neither.
that if it's like that means you're like either like super committed enough to like get gifts and be a part of like
Yeah.
holiday.
You probably
like there's a
think
lot.
that if you go through the holiday season with somebody, you buy them a gift, then that means you're serious with them. So,
Yeah,
Right.
you're committed if you go through like the holidays
sure.
together, kind of thing.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission estimates there are approximately 15,000 decoration-related emergency room visits each holiday season.
from hanging lights and stuff.
Taught me everything I know about exterior illumination.
Wish we
Well,
could just see
yeah.
like the list of like
Ooh, that's a good segment.
like just
I like that.
the sign-in list
Oh,
of like,
yeah.
oh, why are you?
What are you here for?
What are you here for?
Yeah.
Fell off the roof hanging lights.
Let's play What's the Injury?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We're sick, aren't we?
That'd be fun if you could just. There's a whole section in a medical document that's like MOI, mechanism of injury. Like, how
Right.
did it happen?
How did it happen?
So if you could just read off how did it happen, and then we had to guess
Guess
What
what
the injury
injury
is.
what
it
the
was.
injury is, that could be something.
Let's put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that. We'll come
And
back.
if y'all
to it.
have any good stories, tweet us, send us.
Yeah,
like,
and
I
we'll
like
guess
that.
your injury.
we'll
I
guess
like
your
that.
injury. Everybody's got some crazy injuries.
Yeah.
In 1982, the Canada Post assigned Santa the postal code of H0H0H0. It has received an annual letter volume of 1 million ever since.
Oh my god.
Addressed to Santa Claus, North Pole, HO, 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 Canada.
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Canada.
That's awesome.
That's
Did
cute.
they respond? Anybody ever sent
I
anything
don't
back?
know, Tyler. I haven't written that. I haven't
Tyler
gotten-
needs to know more.
When I get a letter back, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
That's cute though. You know what I mean? Like kids, like want to
Yeah.
write letters to Santa.
Did you get like a picture from Santa?
Right?
Well, why don't you write a letter, Tyler? and
See what
you
see
get
what
back.
happens.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Send him a sticker. The Jewish people view Jesus Christ as a historical figure, not a savior of mankind. However, as the Huffington Post notes, Jewish composers have penned about half of the top 25 best-selling Christmas songs of all time, including Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, the Christmas song, Silver Bells, Baby It's Cold Outside, and White Christmas.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I like this one
And
here.
then their music. Oh man, it happens to also be Christmas songs.
Right?
Big sellers. They're smart.
Filmmaker Bob Clark made two of the most well-beloved Christmas movies in their respective genres. A Christmas Story, the shoot-your-eye-out tale of a boy in his quest for an elusive
Classic.
Christmas
Yeah,
present.
that used to be one of my favorites,
Right.
but I just
Absolute
saw it so
classic.
many times that I had to bring something new in for a while.
yeah.
But that was the all-time best.
The same director just made the new horror one, just came out, Black Christmas, about the maniac in a sorority house.
The same.
Yeah, same
Hilarious.
director.
That's hilarious.
That
Christmas
director,
Story and Black Christmas. He's got
He-
range.
Not right.
he's got range.
And he loves Christmas.
Yeah. Talk about range. According to the Chicago Tribune, film funny man Jim Carrey was so uncomfortable in his Grinch costume for the 2000 live-action
imagine.
adaptation of Dr. Seuss classic, he likened it to being buried alive and hired a Navy SEAL to train him in torture resistance so that he could endure wearing it.
I'm
That
sure that took
bad?
10 hours worth of makeup every day just to get into
It
that.
is
Can't
so
even imagine.
heavy and hairy.
Can't even
and
imagine.
itchy.
Hot,
So itchy.
So
sweaty.
hot.
So itchy.
You
And then
can't-
like face makeup on top of a huge mask
Right?
and that
Yeah.
belly and the whole thing. And he's like such a character actor. Like he is like
he's physical, so when
Yeah.
you got all
Yeah.
that stuff on top of you, you just got to turn into a sweaty mess in there.
that's
and
crazy. I had to get like that
Yeah.
preparation for it.
I'm sure he was trying to, control his body temperature, his heart rate, stuff like that when it got hot. Plus he
Right.
was physical, and he just like,
And you're like
if I
acting."
keep going at this pace, I'm gonna pass out. So I gotta teach
Yeah.
myself how to keep.
He did a lot in
everything
that
cool.
movie too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it was
It's not
physical
like he was
role.
just in there for 5 minutes.
Just talking. No, he was jumping around and
Right?
it was crazy stuff.
A lot of horror does come out around Christmas. Santa Claus has inspired more horror films than the famous screen boogeymen Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, 12 films, Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street, 9 films, and Michael Myers' Halloween, 9 films combined.
What? Really?
That's impressive.
Christmas horror.
Well, he's so positive. So everything
It's
that's
just fun
you
to
know,
see in a
extra
different
positive has to have an
evil
equal
side.
Right?
negative.
I've been waiting to get into this all night. We're going to keep it movies. A lot of people every year like to debate about the same handful of movies for the most part. Is it or is it not a Christmas movie?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have selected 10, and I want you to check out my erection selection.
Pièce de la résistance.
And let's discuss these 10, and let's see if you think they are a Christmas movie or no way that is a Christmas movie.
Okay.
The
Way, no way.
Way, no way. The first one is Gremlins. The setting, the whole time, was Christmas. Now, initially, I'm thinking that's more of like a horror movie.
Horror.
You would find that in a, if you were to go through Blockbuster and look for
Sci-fi
Gremlins,
or
you'd probably
horror.
find that in sci-fi or horror.
Yeah.
So that makes me think that's
But-
not a Christmas movie.
On the same foot there, they don't have a Christmas section at Blockbuster.
That's true. I don't think they did. My reasoning for why I believe Gremlins is a Christmas movie is that the whole movie did take place during Christmas,
Christmas.
and Gizmo himself
Was
was,
a
a
Christmas
Christmas present.
Gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Christmas
That's
present.
what I was just thinking. I was like, I feel like he was even a present, or
That
like
is-
in a box, or like I
yes.
feel like he was a.
For those reasons, I believe
Yes, I
Gremlins
agree.
is a Christmas movie. Do you agree?
Solid argument. I'm
Yeah.
going to go with you.
Okay.
And you're correct.
Okay. Second, also Spielberg. Catch Me If You Can. A lot of Christmas scenes. The climax of it did take place on Christmas.
They're exchanging Christmas gifts. or
It
like-
came out at Christmas, I believe.
I don't associate that movie with Christmas in
I don't
any
either.
way.
I don't either.
I'm going to say no.
I do not think of Catch Me If You
I
Can
think
as a sleeping
Gremlins
movie.
more than Catch Me If You Can, for sure.
All right. Let's play Which is Your Favorite Bill? And while you were sleeping...
Oh, love it.
Paxton or Pullman?
Paxton or Pullman.
Love it.
The ultimate debate.
I like Pullman.
I got a joke for that, but I'm not going to say it.
Everyone hates Pullman. Hates on Pullman. I like Pullman.
Bill Paxton was.
I'm a little more
While You Were
nostalgic for
Sleeping.
Paxton.
Yeah.
Paxton wasn't in While You Were Sleeping.
No,
That was just a Pullman.
that was just the Pullman.
Is that a Christmas movie?
I think it might be.
A lot of it was Christmas.
She's hanging up the Christmas tree.
It's on a lot of Christmas lists.
It's all during Christmas.
I don't think so.
The family
I don't know if
film.
I've ever seen it.
I think it's a rom-com. Like if someone were to tell, if they explain While You Were Sleeping, I'd give them the premise and be like, oh yeah, it's a romantic comedy. I don't know. Nowhere would I mention Christmas.
Is that where she was like in a coma and wakes
He
up?
was
in a
in a
coma.
coma.
Somebody's in a coma.
She fell
She
in love
pretended
with
to,
someone who was in a
like,
coma,
be
but then she
someone-
also falls in love with his brother, who's Bill Pullman. Why do I know this?
Yeah. I definitely.
Why do I know?
I heard about it.
You know,
I
something
didn't
Bill
see
Pullman,
it.
Sandra Bullock, kill me now.
I know too many details.
Yeah.
I should stop talking.
Your turn,
Did
ready,
that sound good?
and go.
I love it. I also watched it like so much. So of course, like
Yeah.
Blake ended up watching so many
Yeah,
things.
I
You know
did.
a lot about cheerleading. You know
Guilt
a
by
lot about dance.
association.
You know about
For sure.
a lot of things.
I wouldn't have seen Bring It On over 20 times had I not had a little sister. It probably falls into the same category with While You Were Sleeping.
No, I don't know if I would call While You Were Sleeping a
No,
Christmas movie.
It's a rom-com. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out in Christmas.
Which one?
A lot
is
of Christmas.
Which one is that?
The first one.
Oh, the
I
first
mean,
one.
I wouldn't be like,
Definitely.
oh, Harry
no.
Potter, the first one is a Christmas movie. You should see it.
It's the
I mean, it's like you. If
greatest
you're gonna
Christmas
watch
movie
Harry
of-
Potter, you're gonna watch the series, but like
It's not a Christmas movie.
It's sci-fi.
not a Christmas
it's
movie.
kids
It's
a
sci-fi.
fantasy.
it's wizard. Yeah, there's like.
There's Christmas scenes, but just because there's Christmas
If
scenes
that's all
doesn't
that
make it
you
a Christmas
mentioned was
movie.
about Harry Potter, and you just said, "Oh yeah, it's a Christmas movie. You should see it." Be like, "That's all you mentioned
That's all you
about
got?
this before
Blair,
I watched it."
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh,
We're not there yet. It's a
Oh,
whole,
that's a thing.
it's a whole different
Oh.
segment.
I'm sorry.
Stay focused.
I just wanted to know real fast.
oh, you'll know.
Okay.
Is Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone a Christmas movie?
No.
No,
No. What about Trading Places?
Eddie Murphy.
It's Eddie Murphy.
that could be
Dan
a Christmas
Aykroyd.
movie.
I just see it as a comedy.
I do too, but like it's.
It's Christmas Eve, but it's not a Christmas movie.
I think so too. Would you say the same about Edward Scissorhands?
No, I would say that's a Christmas movie.
Really? See,
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't think I would.
I would.
There's a lot of Christmas in there.
and
Yeah,
it's
but it's
very
not a Christmas
whimsical,
movie.
like
Even
Christmas.
the like theme music and the score
It's
is
very-
almost Christmas-like.
No,
But I don't think so.
Is Hook on your list?
It's not a Christmas movie.
It's very Christmassy, and it came out around then. What do you think, Blair?
I don't know.
No.
It's
Whimsical?
It's got to
No
meet
way.
like a certain Christmas criteria to like
Right.
be an actual Christmas movie.
Right.
Where it can't
It's
just
not
like
about Christmas.
Here's
Doesn't
the,
count.
Here's the ultimate one. This is on every list. This is what everyone gets in debates and fights over.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
yeah, I thought about that earlier when we
You
were
really
talking
could have
Gremlins.
just done the one.
Just the one.
Is Die Hard a Christmas
I think
movie?
it still goes in the same
Action.
category. It's an action movie.
It's not a Christmas
featured
movie.
during Christmas time.
If you want to hear people fight and debate over this, there's a lot of better sources to find that fight. I land on the side of Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I think it's an action movie.
Right. Yep.
I think just because there's Christmas stuff and it
Right.
happens to happen at a Christmas party
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it's a Christmas movie. However, the Die Hard screenwriter, Steven De Souza, put out a Christmas movie checklist where he compared Die Hard in the movie White Christmas. Here's his checklist here. Just name a few of them. Takes place during a Christmas holiday. Die
Okay.
Hard entirely. White Christmas. First and final scenes only. Setting is a Christmas party. Die Hard entirely. White Christmas. Final scene only.
During, not entirely.
Number of Christmas songs. Die Hard. 3. Let It Snow, Winter Wonderland, Christmas in Hollis.
It's pretty Christmassy.
White Christmas. 2. White Christmas in Snow. Party Venue Threatened. Die Hard by Terrorists. White Christmas by Foreclosure. and the rest are all just more ridiculous.
I mean, so...
But those right there at least make for an interesting argument, and this is coming from the screenwriter of the movie.
I love that. You can almost change me there.
I mean,
But
I'm just saying.
Context and theme make everything.
That's very true.
And Die Hard's context was action. Thriller.
Yes, I agree. I don't.
And
I'm not sold
theme
on.
was
on
nothing to do
Yeah.
with Christmas.
They're just trying to
because-
grab a little bit of that Christmas crowd too. I
Yes,
think.
they are.
Yeah.
I think they're like, we're gonna get all the action
want
people
this argument to take
and just
place.
like as many as some of that good Christmas crowd.
They had
as
an action
possible.
movie, and then they told you also while this action movie was going on, at the same time, far, far away, there was a Christmas party.
Let's talk about surefire, guaranteed, 100%, no debate about it. Crunchiest Christmas flicks. I got a list here.
Love it.
I got 10
Wait,
ready to go.
Yeah.
Let's start with the honorable mentions. This is going to piss you right off.
The ones that didn't make the
Yeah,
list.
you and a lot of our audience is going to get real
So there's
upset
only top
with this.
10.
They're getting chafed.
Well, I have a 10 that I have prepared that I think are like, some of the crunchiest Christmas flicks.
Okay.
And you can tell me just where I got it wrong, what needs to be added, what got butchered, like
I got a
what the hell
couple
what
to
the
add.
hell's the matter with
yeah.
you.
All right, let's hear your
Okay.
honorable bench.
Honorable mention that I do not have in my top 10 crunchiest Christmas movies of all time. The first one, Elf.
I knew you were going to say that.
In the top 10,
It should
didn't
be
make
in your
it.
top 3.
And you and everyone else would say that. Didn't
Not
make my
even
top
in your
10.
top 10.
No.
John Favreau
No.
made a fantastic masterpiece
That's
of
just
a
like
Christmas
one
film.
of the funniest
It's all right.
Christmas movies.
The story,
It's all right.
the whole movie, the arc, beginning to end, the jokes.
I know. I mean,
It's all about, couldn't be more about Christmas. I mean,
it's
if
not
it's
a
like
debate
the
whether or
point
not
to
it's a
be-
Christmas movie. It's just whether or not it's the crunchiest Christmas movie.
Oh,
and
I
in
see.
the top 10.
I see.
And
It's my top
So
3.
we're not fighting if it's
I know.
a Christmas movie
No,
or not.
we've moved on. That's a
Gotcha.
new segment.
This is
Crunchiest
just-
Christmas movies. Next on honorable mention, Four Christmases.
Love it.
Yeah.
That was on my list to mention if you didn't mention.
Put it on there. Nightmare Before Christmas. Jingle All the Way.
Are these your honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions.
Oh, son of
What?
a bitch. I
Yeah.
thought like you were
Nope.
starting
This is
at
top,
10.
top 5.
Nope.
Four
Yeah.
Christmases.
The Apartment, Scrooged, The Santa Claus,
Bill Murray's
How the
not on your
Grinch Stole
list.
Christmas, and even though I don't think I've seen it or remember anything about it other than Michael Keaton's in it, I would put Jack Frost in there just because it reminds me of Blair.
Oh, loved it.
Oh, I love that.
Oh my God,
That was
loved
the
it.
Snowman movie, right?
Yeah.
So good.
All right. Here's what I have in like real no particular order, but kind of in order. Here's what I think are the top 10 Christmas movies. If I were to recommend 10 Christmas movies to watch this year, here's
All
how
right,
it would be.
let's see what you got.
Christmas Vacation, Just Friends,
I love them.
Bad Santa,
Yeah.
Yep.
Friday After Next,
Yep.
Office Christmas Party, Bad Mom's Christmas,
Yes.
The Night Before, Harold and Kumar Christmas, Home Alone, and Reindeer Games. The wild card. I know. Everyone's like, "Well, take Elf out and put it in with Reindeer Games." And no, don't sleep on Reindeer Games. Gary Sinise,
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, Charlize Theron.
I actually did like your
Is that?
list.
It's not Charlize Theron. It's
Throne.
It's not. It's not her that's in that movie.
Oh,
is
no.
it? Isn't it Ashley
Have I-
Judd? It's one of those two.
One of those two.
See, I love that movie.
Sound good.
It's Ashley Judd. No, it's Charlize Theron. I forget. It's one of those two players on it.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna check this
That
out.
don't sleep on Christmas heist movies. And see, now that is an
Yeah.
action movie, but that is a Christmas movie. Isn't that weird? Die Hard's not.
Right.
This would be on the same shelf next to Die Hard, not in a Christmas section. But Reindeer Games is a Christmas movie named after Christmas. They're in Santa Claus suits the whole
It's
time.
Charlize.
It is Charlize. See, I told you it wasn't Ashley Judd.
You're wrong, Blair.
So that's a nice, healthy list.
Pretty good.
Of Christmas movies.
You
Yeah.
missed a couple.
I know Blair's gonna say Jingle All the Way. It needs to be in there. Tyler's gonna say Elf needs to be in there. Like,
No, I'm going to say something else.
let's hear it.
The Ref.
You mentioned the ref. No,
Ooh.
the Dennis Leary
Yep.
and
Kevin
Spacey,
Spacey,
Annette
and-
Bening.
That's what I said before, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was someone else who looked like Annette Bening.
Yes.
Because Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening were in American Beauty together, which is
Right.
what messed us up.
Yes, correct. And it was Judy.
Something. Not Annette Bening.
Not Annette Bening. Judy.
It wasn't Ashley Judd either.
Blair. Fact check. Judy. Yeah.
No,
Dennis Leary is a burglar. He's a criminal
Yeah.
of sorts, and he robs this couple and takes them back to their house, and basically was going to take them for all that they're worth.
Judy Davis.
Judy
Nailed
Davis snaps.
Way off.
Way off. And it turns out that Kevin Spacey and Judy Davis just fight the whole time, and he's just turns into their therapist, and he's trying to rob
That's
them.
a good one,
Yeah.
though. That's not like an everyday seen
Yeah,
a
that sounds
1,000
like
times.
that's a good one.
Notice I don't have one Miracle on 34th Street, a Christmas
That
movie.
wasn't
It's a
our
Wonderful
Christmas
Life.
movie.
Sure.
That's
So,
not.
No, these are.
that wasn't our family.
It's a different flavor of
It's
Christmas
traditional.
around here.
It's sweet. It's nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's not that crunchy.
it's not that crunchy.
Blair, what needs to be edited here?
I mean, I was kind of upset with you at first, just hearing those honorable mentions,
But
but
then-
then I like didn't disagree as you kept going. So
See, you're such a good sister.
you've trained me well.
It's a good sister. No,
I wanted to disagree,
and
but then
there's a
I still
couple in
think
here-
Elle should have been on there somewhere.
And
I don't know.
To appease the masses, yes, I would have to say Elf would have to be on there, but that would only to appease the masses.
How about Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights?
That needs to be somewhere. Like
That's a great
Hanukkah could be a
one.
whole different category even, but that really should be on there.
It's
and
animated.
and that is a great movie.
But it's a fantastic movie.
yeah,
So good.
no, that's great.
It's a technical foul.
No, that's a good one.
And possibly a
Four Christmases was definitely
homicide.
good. Jingle All the Way for nostalgic reasons.
Four Christmases.
I love how cheesy it
Not the
is.
cookie. It's my cookie.
Just super special movie.
That's a good one. In both Grinch movies, but more of like a reindeer games the night before.
That definitely does sound
Bad
like
Santa.
more of our kind of list.
Bad Santa.
I would put
Bad
Bad Santa
Santa.
and Bad Santa too.
I actually
before.
loved the Bad Moms Christmas.
That was great.
So funny.
Bad
Mom's is
Santa
funny.
was one of
Bad
my favorite
Santa.
movies of all time.
When
Not
I
even-
first saw
Lord,
that
is that
movie,
funny.
I lost it.
Yeah, not just like Christmas movie, just
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 regular
a great.
movie.
I could
Oh
watch
my
it year
God.
round.
Yeah,
Laugh
Billy
so
Bob Thornton
hard.
at
And
his
that kid.
finest.
the kid.
And that kid together, they were the funniest
Such like
combo.
a random. That just I did not see that. I remember the previews coming out, getting excited about
Yeah,
that,
it's
thinking
like,
that was
oh,
going to be
what?
good. I had high expectations, and it still was so much funnier
It
than
still
I had
makes
thought
me
it
laugh
could be.
so hard
I was watching
every
it
time I
earlier.
see it.
God, I love that movie. That's right up there. I mean, I think that's
We need
probably
part 3.
probably tied with
Yeah.
Just Friends, right behind
Most
like for
quotable
Christmas
movie of all
Vacation.
time.
Yeah. Well, this has been part 2 of the Merry Crunchmas Spectacular. Merry Crunchmas,
Merry
everybody.
Merry
Crunchmas,
Crunchmas, everybody.
Yes.
Don't ever forget to live your crunchiest life.
And be crunchy to one another.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. Thank you for listening.
John Wayne, man.
The Duke.